Battlefront 3 is happening, and here's why I think so. Starting this video off, I want to go ahead and let everybody know that there's no official confirmation for Star Wars Battlefront 3 being in development. No developers have made any comments on it. Nobody from Lucasfilm or EA or DICE has said anything regarding Battlefront 3. However, everything going forward is either speculation or it will be from an article, which will be cited, of course. So, like I said, once again, there's no official confirmation for a Star Wars Battlefront 3. However, here's why I think Battlefront 3 is possible. Before I get too in depth with all my articles and stuff here, because I have quite a few things to discuss here, I want to shout out one of the comments from my last video. Obi-Wan actually linked me an article that was an interview with one of the developers, Dennis Brandval, who was the lead director for Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2. And it's an interview talking about him being asked, is Star Wars Battlefront 3 something that you want to happen? Is this something that you think you're going to work on? And basically in this interview, Dennis Brandval, who was the director, like I said, for the past two Battlefront games, says that we're so used to the chain of sequels where we do a sequel, then we do a season pass for a year, then we move on to the next game. And I think the industry has changed on that. Before it was very transactional, and we made the game and we signed up for 4 DLCs, and then that's it. So then you focus on getting value to the players out of what they paid for. And if there was a system that wasn't working, then you put a pin in that and say, we will fix it in the sequel. Brandval then confirmed, this time around, we're not doing it that way. You see us really overhauling bits that aren't working and not afraid of changing things, which means that your community is happier because it's a better game overall. He talks about the spawn wave system and how it was changed shortly after launch. We're not afraid of making those changes, whereas if we've been working on the sequel and it was just some paid season pass, that would have been, okay, we're not doing that for the sequel, but we're going to change it. So I think this article was posted September 2019, September 2nd, 2019. So a lot of things have happened since then, and I think that the perspective of the developers has really changed since then, because I feel like at this moment in time, September 2019, I feel like the developers were really focused on improving the game like they had been for the past, 2 years. So this was right after, I think, Felucia was added to the game. You already had all the prequel trilogy heroes, and I think at this point at DICE and Star Wars, the Lucasfilm team talking with DICE and Disney, they all were excited because they had the Celebration Edition coming up, and I think that was a really big test for the Battlefront team, as well as the popularity of the game before that. I feel like the reason why the Celebration Edition sold so well, and it was one of the top selling games for like December of last year, and I feel like the reason why it was able to do this was because the developers put so much love into this game, and I really think that a lot of people were doubting this. And so I feel like because they put so much of this effort into Battlefront 2, what they were saying here was like, we don't want to even think about making a sequel because we want to try and make Battlefront 2 the best game it can be. We want to add possibly everything that we can to this game so that we don't need to make a sequel. We're going to add what players want, had been asking for, stuff like that. And you know what? We don't want to try and think about a sequel yet, which is very admirable. They basically say they want to focus on this only. Now, at the same time, you have the DICE team working on the Battlefield 5 game, and so I don't know how they were able to juggle that. I've heard reports of people saying like the devs were like going back and forth, and they were focusing on one game more than the other, and then at times, and it was really, really back and forth. So what is this article basically saying? Well, at the time, in September of 2019, I feel like DICE didn't want to make a sequel. I feel like everyone at DICE was happy continuing to expand on Battlefront 2, add more things the community wanted, and then, I feel like they didn't even want to even think about a sequel. And at the time, I would have been okay with this. There are things that I want for a Battlefront 3 that I don't think they could have put in this game, but something goes wrong here at around April. We have the last update, or May, the last update, the Scarif update, basically cutting off Battlefront 2's live support, saying that their team is going to be moving towards the Battlefield series of games. And so this article, how I'm going to tie this in is, this article is saying that DICE doesn't want to make a Battlefront 3 because they feel like they want to add everything to this game, to Battlefront 2. And the last article, the last transmission or article for Battlefront 2's live support was, "Our vision is complete." That statement could not be more false. I mean, even the community, you can look on Twitter, Reddit, wherever, YouTube, so many memes of EA saying, "Our vision is complete," you know, having a meme of Ahsoka saying, "Your vision is flawed," because literally everybody, even the developers, have gone to say that there's still stuff we want to add to this game. You know, we didn't want to end the support on this, which is what I think. I feel like the developers got pulled away from this game, and the developers have even said to other people that they wanted to add more to this game, and there was a lot of missing elements that they wanted to add to this game, which could just set up a sequel. Someone on Reddit made a post saying, you know, imagine if they added Ahsoka and Ventress, to which someone replied, "Oh, yeah, imagine them not adding BB-8 and BB-9E." To which Ben Walk, the community manager, responded saying, "You make out a team that contains some massive Star Wars fans didn't want to bring the likes of Ahsoka and Ventress into the game. I've mentioned before, but we had a list, same as any dev team will have. Sometimes, though, and for many reasons, we don't get what we want." So, in addition to Ben Walk confirming that, you know, we wanted to see Ahsoka and we wanted to see Ventress, you can go on Twitter and there's tweets from fans asking Dennis Branval, "Hey, can we see Ahsoka and Ventress?" And, you know, Dennis responds with things like, "We'll see," or "We want them sooner or later." And I understand that things change behind the scenes, but, you know, this just says that people, especially the developers, they wanted more added, and their vision was not complete. I mean, a couple of days ago, someone on Twitter, Josh R, asked Ben Walk, "If Battlefront 2 support continued, would you have liked to add Mando content?" To which he responded, "Is water wet?" So if that doesn't already confirm that their vision for this game was not complete and there were things that they wanted to add to the game, then I don't know what does. I mean, that's black and white ink saying, "I wanted to add Mandalorian stuff to the game, but we never got to." Now, I think that they were cut off, you know, by EA or whoever cut them off. The devs wanted to add more to this game. Their vision was not complete. And so they're kind of contradicting themselves here, because they've said that they didn't want to make a sequel because we want to put everything into this game, into Battlefront 2. But by saying your vision is complete and having so many loose ends and things that you've said you wanted to add to the game, you're really contradicting yourself. Their vision was not complete, and this basically says that the devs, they realize that the fans have things that they wanted to add to a sequel. There is a reason for a sequel to happen. So the article from September saying that the sequel, there's not the same hunger for a sequel, there is a hunger now. We're hungry. The devs are hungry. Everyone is hungry. We want Mandalorian, we want Ahsoka, we want Ventress, we want Cad Bane, we want all these great heroes and villains from all the eras. You know, you could add like Dengar even. I mean, everybody loves Dengar. We want Palpatine with a lightsaber, we want Savage Opress, we want the Mandalorian, we want everybody, Snoke, you know, whoever. We want more maps. There is a hunger for Battlefront 3, and this is why I think it's possible. I feel like the devs have said that they want it, the fans have said that they've want it, and I feel like this basically says, yeah, there is a hunger for a Battlefront 3, and a sequel is very much possible. And in my opinion, I feel like a sequel will come out in probably the next 2 to 3 years. I feel like I'll go on to I'll make another video regarding what I think the next Star Wars games are going to be, but hopefully this video has explained that the devs have said that the reason why they didn't want to make a Battlefront 3 was because there was no hunger for it. You know, they wanted to put everything into Battlefront 2, but the developers got cut off from adding, you know, everything they could to this game, so there is a hunger for a sequel. So with that, I'm going to end this video. Hopefully you understand why I feel like Battlefront 3 is possible. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed it, like the video. Expect more Battlefront 3 videos and news and speculation and those types of videos coming out soon. The last video really did well. It's one of my most viewed videos as of late, and I really want to thank everyone for watching. And if you're seeing this video and you're not subscribed, I appreciate you taking your time. And if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you sticking with me and listening and listening to what I have to say. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Do it. Do it. Do it. I am the Senate. Do it.